Welcome back. Let me ask you something gently and honestly. Have you ever caught yourself wondering if people still see you the same way as time moves forward? Maybe you've questioned your attractiveness, your presence, or the way others respond to you now compared to before. These thoughts are more common than most men admit, and they often stay unspoken. As the years pass, it can feel natural to doubt your appeal, but there is a quiet truth many overlook. Your value does not disappear with time. In many ways, it deepens. What changes is not your worth, but your awareness of it. You may already carry qualities that are more attractive now than they were years ago. The difference is that these qualities are subtle. They are not loud or attention-seeking. They show up in calm confidence, in emotional stability, and in the way you move through life with experience behind you. And because they are quiet, it is easy to miss them if you are not paying attention. Take a moment to reflect on how people respond to you in everyday situations. Attraction is not always about dramatic gestures or obvious signals. It often begins with comfort. When people feel at ease around you, when conversations flow naturally without pressure, that is not sluchina. It reflects a sense of safety that you bring into the interaction. This kind of emotional safety is deeply connected to well-being. When your mind is balanced and your stress levels are managed, your body language softens, your tone becomes steady, and others naturally respond to that grounded energy. From a health perspective, this matters more than it seems. Chronic stress, poor sleep, and mental fatigue can affect not only how you feel inside, but also how you are perceived externally. When you take care of your physical and emotional health, it shows in your posture, your eye contact, and even in the way you listen. These are small signals, but they are powerful. They communicate presence, and presence is something people are drawn to instinctively. You might also notice that people, especially younger individuals, feel comfortable opening up to you. They may listen more closely when you speak or engage with you in a relaxed, genuine way. This is not something that can be forced or faked. It comes from lived experience and emotional maturity. Over time, you learn to respond instead of react, to listen instead of interrupt, and to understand instead of judge. These are qualities that create connection, and connection is where attraction quietly begins. Another important aspect is self-care. Not perfection, but consistency. Simple habits like maintaining hygiene, dressing neatly, and taking care of your body send a clear message. They show that you respect yourself, and self-respect is closely linked to mental health. When you feel good about how you take care of yourself, it builds a stable sense of confidence that does not depend on outside validation. Others can sense that, even if they cannot explain it in words. So as you continue watching, keep this in mind. Your attractiveness is not something that fades away. It evolves. And often it becomes stronger in ways that are less obvious but far more meaningful. In the next part, we will explore more of these subtle signals and how they connect not only to attraction but also to your overall health and well-being. As you continue reflecting on this, it becomes clearer that attraction is not just about how you look, but how you carry your energy through everyday life. One of the most overlooked yet powerful signals is the way people notice the small details about you. When someone compliments your style, your grooming, or even mentions that you smell pleasant, it is not sluchina. These are signs that your presence leaves an impression, and that impression is often built on consistency. From a health standpoint, these details are deeply connected to your daily habits. Good grooming, clean clothing, and a fresh appearance are often the result of routines that support both physical and mental well-being. Regular sleep, proper hydration, and balanced nutrition all contribute to how your skin looks, how your eyes appear, and even how your body naturally carries scent. When your body is well cared for internally, it reflects externally in subtle but noticeable ways. Eye contact is another quiet yet powerful indicator. When someone looks at you and holds that gaze just a moment longer, it often signals curiosity or interest. But beyond attraction, steady eye contact also reflects confidence and mental clarity. When your mind is not overwhelmed or distracted, you are more present in the moment. You are able to connect without rushing or looking away. This kind of presence creates a sense of calm that others can feel almost immediately. You may also notice that people begin to seek your opinion or ask for your advice more often. this is not just about knowledge, it is about trust. When your thoughts are valued, it shows that others see you as stable and grounded. Emotional stability is closely tied to overall health. When you manage stress effectively and take time to process your thoughts, your responses become more thoughtful rather than reactive. This creates a sense of reliability, and reliability naturally builds respect. There is also a form of confidence that grows stronger with age, and it is very different from the loud, attention-seeking type often seen earlier in life. This confidence is quiet. It does not need to prove anything. It comes from knowing who you are and being comfortable with that. Maintaining this kind of confidence often requires taking care of your mental health, whether through reflection, time alone, or even simple practices like walking, breathing deeply, or staying active. These habits regulate your nervous system and help you remain calm under pressure. Physical movement plays a role here as well. You do not need extreme workouts or intense routines, but staying active in a consistent way has a strong impact. When your body is flexible, your posture naturally improves. You stand straighter, walk with more balance, and move with ease. These are all subtle signs of vitality. Regular movement also supports heart health, improves circulation, and boosts energy levels, which can be felt not only by you, but also perceived by others around you. Even your sense of humor can reflect your internal state. When you feel mentally light and emotionally balanced, laughter comes more naturally. And when others laugh with you, it creates a shared moment of comfort. That comfort is important. It signals that people feel relaxed in your presence, and relaxation is a key foundation for connection. As you can see, many of these signs are not dramatic or obvious. They are quiet reflections of how well you take care of yourself, both physically and mentally. And when these elements come together, they create a presence that others are naturally drawn to without even realizing why. When you are ready, we can move into the final part, where these signals become even more clear and meaningful in everyday interactions. As you move into this final part, everything begins to come together in a more meaningful way. Attraction, especially as you grow older, becomes less about surface impressions and more about emotional connection and subtle communication. One of the clearest signs appears in body language, particularly in the small, almost unnoticeable gestures people make around you. When a woman adjusts her posture, mirrors your movements, or leans slightly closer during a conversation, these are not sluchino actions. They often reflect comfort and interest, developing in a natural and unforced way. Touch can also become part of this silent communication. A light, brief contact on your arm or standing just a little closer than necessary can signal a level of ease that goes beyond simple politeness. These moments are important, not because they are dramatic, but because they are genuine. They show that the space around you feels safe and inviting. From a psychological and health perspective, this kind of comfort is closely tied to how regulated and calm your presence is. When your nervous system is balanced, your body language becomes more open, and others subconsciously respond to that stability. Another powerful indicator is memory. When someone remembers small details you shared in a previous conversation, it shows attention and emotional investment. This kind of connection does not happen without interest. It means your words had enough impact to stay with them. This is where emotional health plays a deeper role. When you communicate clearly and listen with intention, conversations become more meaningful. People feel heard, and in return, they remember you more vividly. You may also notice that someone begins to create opportunities to spend time with you. They extend conversations, find reasons to be near you, or reach out without a specific need. Time is one of the most valuable things anyone can offer, and when it is given freely, it carries real meaning. This reflects not only attraction but also trust and comfort. These are qualities that develop over time and are strongly influenced by how consistent and emotionally present you are in your interactions. All of these signs point to something deeper than appearance. They reflect how you live, how you take care of your health, and how you manage your emotional world. As you age, your body and mind go through changes, but that does not reduce your attractiveness. In fact, when you support your health with good sleep, regular movement, balanced nutrition, and mindful stress management, you create a foundation that enhances your presence rather than diminishes it. There is also something important to understand about self-perception. The way you see yourself often lags behind reality. You may still be holding on to outdated beliefs about your value or attractiveness. But when you begin to notice these subtle signals around you, your perspective starts to shift. You realize that your presence has weight, your words have influence, and your energy creates an impact that others can feel. So take a moment and really absorb this. Your attractiveness has not disappeared, it has matured. It now lives in your calmness, your awareness, your resilience, and your ability to make others feel at ease. These are qualities that cannot be rushed or imitated. They are built over time through experience and self-care. As you move forward, pay closer attention to these quiet signals. Stay consistent with your health, both physical and mental. Give yourself the same level of care and respect that you offer to others, because in the end, true attractiveness is not about trying to be seen. It is about becoming someone whose presence is naturally felt, even in silence.